Okay, in this Wide Awakening Weekly, I wanted to get real. Like, I want to get real. Not like I'm not always real, but anyways, have you noticed that the collective ego in consciousness, and yes, there is, the collective of the shoulds, musts, and have tos of society that keep your ego feeling safe, try to get your attention. So scary stuff happens, and stuff happens in life that tries to get you. It tries to get your attention. It tries to go, come over here. Like, look at me. I don't want you to get on with the reason why you're on the planet. I don't want you to live out your piece of the puzzle of heaven and earth. I want you to notice how much upset and drama there can be over here. Have you ever noticed that? Yeah. So, and there's some pretty big stuff that can happen that can, be a shiny thing and a glittery object that you have to go and pay attention to. No, gosh, don't get on with your piece of the puzzle of heaven on earth. There's some stuff to fix over here. So that's happened a lot recently for a lot of our clients, for me. The cool thing is at this stage in my awakening, the amount of time I spend in upset is very, very, very little. But that's taken courage, and it's also taken shifting my default way of looking at life. So there is the slow track. The slow track would be if I gave you some tools, right? If I gave you some tools, which I can give you some tools, like if drama is in front of you, or if you're being distracted by, something in your house, something in your relationship, you're carrying it, you're worrying about it. If that's something that's happening to you, absolutely just tell the person, tell the situation, walk away for a moment, put it all outside of you, and find a way back to the space. Don't even have any conversation until you find a way back to the space between the atoms, to pure possibility, and go up 100,000 feet and allow yourself to connect to the place where an acorn can grow to an oak tree, where you as an embryo can become the human being you are now, to the miracle zone. That's most of what you're made of. And you will start to see the bigger picture of what's going on, which is great. It's a tool. It's powerful. However, I wanted to share a little bit more about the evolved experiences that happen in our programs like Get Out of Your Way. Right now, we've got a Get Out of Your Way to Relationships That Rock coming up on the 29th. And I want to share with you a little bit of what's possible. What's possible is a complete disengagement of any drama, accessing the information you need to shift any kind of struggle. What's possible is what's been true for me in my life, being able to have a level of intimacy and connectedness. We did a survey recently that showed that the biggest issue people have in relationships is that they start to feel disconnected. And then when you start to feel disconnected from yourself or others or your higher wisdom, what happens is you feel disempowered and depressed. Or your ego can get you and you go in these round and round and round and round loops. The other thing you can do in relationships with your kids and with your sweetie is you start getting very, very reactive because you're frustrated. So how do you transcend being that way permanently and forever? Like, what does it take to actually be different? Like, permanently be different. Not talk about tools, because I'm passionate about this. Get out of your own way. There are 5 things we do, and they're different from any other program I've seen. So first of all, the program happens over 5 weeks, right? And in those 5 weeks, we do all 5 of each of the 5 weeks, we do 5 things. So each Saturday, we do 5 things. I want to share with you what they are so you understand the profound nature of shifting an entire human body, your magnetics, and the default way that you attract, so that you get out of the way of your multidimensional self, such that everything can operate in fluidity, and you can have a lot more sense of humor and a lot more fun and a lot more intimacy and connectedness in your relationship to yourself and other people. Okay, you ready? The first thing is starting to reconcile your expansive, thriving-based right brain with your survival-based left brain that develops strategies so that you can get by in life. Your ego can get a grip of your left brain and start to convince it that there's lots of scary things out there, and you develop patterns in your brain. What we do is we build a bridge from the right brain that's connected to infinite wisdom, that already knows it's possible to shift anything and already knows the ideas that already exist to shift any struggle or shift incongruencies. It's already connected to the place where the acorns grow to oak trees, where the miracle zone is. But there are understandings your right brain has that it can give your left brain. You start dropping the old understandings that have limited you. That's why we can transmute hundreds of old belief systems at a time. So that's number one thing we do every week. Each week is a different subject. Okay. The second thing we do, and by the way, these are all methodologies that got channeled in the last year and continue to evolve. They came through me from the collective of everyone that ever will do Get Out of Your Own Way, and they will continue to evolve. The next thing is, so that's a brain bridge. What that does is it changes your entire biochemistry and the magnetics that you emanate. The next thing is we tap into your imagination, which is actually is an access point in physics to a future potential of who you really are. When we tap into that future potential, what happens is that we can start to embody. We're telling consciousness, the universe, infinite wisdom, that we're interested in that trajectory. And it's a trajectory where everything is fluid and it flows, and you can deal with whatever comes your way. You have access to the answers that you need. What happens is your body starts to activate within itself like that's your new reality. And if you do it a certain way, that new reality is embodied. And again, you're telling consciousness by your actions. So we do by your actions that this is the life that you're interested in. And you start rewiring your junk DNA to be connected to your multidimensional DNA, such that you now have access to some superpowers that allow you to be able to live that way, the skills to be able to live that way. It's extremely powerful. The next thing is we activate the deeper truth of who you are and bring back the splintered pieces you lost because you've been protecting yourself. What that does is it starts to give you the confidence, because the old patterns start to become extremely uninteresting. So instead of fixing yourself because you're broken, we're activating the truth of who you are, which makes all those supposed broken pieces highly interesting. Again, another way why thousands of belief systems can go by the wayside. Finally, we amplify all of those things such that the megaphone of the information that's going out into consciousness is so much bigger. Now, and so consciousness can respond in more magical ways to you. Now, life happens during the week. So myself and my team actually converse with you on a community page as you're going on this journey, because it's a huge journey. Oh my gosh. It's a huge journey to take. It's amazing because it's shifting the way you be. And Get Out of Your Own Way is not actually over when it's over. We have a monthly call for a year after Get Out of Your Own Way. So it's like it's so powerful. So powerful. It's just so powerful. I can't even explain it to you how powerful it is to be able to commune ongoingly on your journey with myself and my team. And as we're facilitating the 5 weeks, but then as you continue to integrate that journey. So powerful. And so we teach you the tools and tell you the stories and share about our lives so that you can see how the bridge works. You can see it in your mind's eye, you can feel it if possible in your body, and that you start to lose your grip on the egoic protective mechanisms that have kept us all in fear. All right? So, right below, you will see a link to a little bit more information about how it is that we get out of your own way to relationships that rock. And I would love you to explore and to find out for yourself that it really is possible to change your defaults and to know that that avatarian, you know, the movie Avatar where they say, I see you, the depth of that connection can happen for anyone, with your children, even at work, with your sweetie. It is one of our superpowers to be, it's not pie in the sky. We don't have to pull our heads out of our butts. Our instincts know that that's possible. It's just going to be very difficult to have that happen by spending the rest of our lives excavating our brokenness. It's time. We actually need to embody the truth of who we are and the skill sets in a biological way that shifts all of who we are. So if you're interested in that journey and you want to use advanced technology to go on the fast track, you just don't want to take it slow anymore. It is my passion, it is my love, it is my pleasure, and it is my life's calling to be able to pay forward this powerful journey of awakening that I've had to have the courage to go on myself, and to call my own self crazy and go through my own self-skepticism, and I can't even tell you what a privilege this is to pay it forward. So I look forward to going on that journey with you. Mwah, 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 mwah. If you haven't signed up yet, if you've already registered for Get Out of Your Own Way, then it's already beginning. And make sure you get to our private page and we can start communing together even before the program starts. Okay, I love you. Click on the link and you'll get some really juicy practical information. Okay, mwah, bye.